Welcome to Learn Commerce PU online classes. Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Hello students, welcome to second PUC Business Studies online classes. Students, we are moving on to the last chapter of business studies here, consumer protection. Very important. Consumer protection, who are consumers? First of all, we have to know about the meaning of consumer here. Who is a consumer? Let us move on to the definition later. But well before that, let us know who is a consumer. A consumer is a person who purchases for consumption, isn't it? Ultimate consumption, or who avails the services or hires, like you are hiring an auto rickshaw, you are paying for that, you are a customer there, you are hiring it, isn't it? So such people are called consumers who purchases for ultimate consumption, who hires the product, or who lets others to use for on rental basis, who lets others to use it on rental basis. Maybe you bought one auto rickshaw and you have given it on rental basis to others. That is also like a consumer. So consumers are the most important, that is people. Consumers are that is center point of a business, just because if there are no customers whom you will sell, to whom you will sell, isn't it? Can you think of a business without any customers? No. Business, consumers are the central hub of the business, because whatever the consumers buy, that is your product. As they buy your product, you can prosper in the business, you can expect growth in the business, you can use, isn't it, your raw materials, you can do production, you can progress, you can increase your profits. Everything depends upon the customers. If there are no customers, no business at all. So consumer is the most important person, but he is the most neglected person in the business. I'll give you some reasons because of which the consumers, there is a protection of the consumers, like adulteration, isn't it? Adulteration means mixing some other particles with the product, making it impure, isn't it? Pure products you will not get, using chemicals, isn't it, or fertilizers. So whatever the item you buy, you will see such, that is quality degrading agents which are mixed to make you attractive, to make the customers attractive. The product gets attracted by the customers just by using all these things. Actually, whether it's good for health or is it hygienic product? No, never, isn't it? So that is very important here. Customers are the important, that is people. Let us remind the age-old saying of Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi, you know him very well, right? Who fought for independence, isn't it? So you might have seen this quotation in banks mostly, in some business premises. A customer is the most important visitor on our premises. Most important visitor on our premises. The first sentence, see. The most important visitor on our premises is the customer. He is not depending on us. Not depending on us. We are dependent on him. He is not dependent on us. We are depending on him. Customer is not dependent on us. We are depending on him, because ultimately it is the customer who decides our future. Am I correct? Yes. Then he is not an interruption in our work. He is not an interruption in our work. Not an interruption in our work. He is a part of it. That is, he is a part of business. Mahatma Gandhi says, that is, customer is the most important visitor. He is not dependent on us. We are depending on him. Then he is not an interruption in our work. That he is not a disturbance in our work, because we are sitting, we are doing the business for him, and because of the customer we are surviving. So how come you can say that customer is an interruption? Most of the times we say, very irritating person asks silly questions, isn't it? But the salesman should not lose his temper. Customer comes out with the queries just because he has some doubts. If you clarify those doubts properly, he will buy, friends. He will buy the product. So remember, whenever someone comes with objection, that means he is trying to buy. If his all queries are satisfied, rest assured that he will be our customer. He will conclude a deal. If someone is not interested, just see in the busy street, someone that's a footpath seller, isn't it? He will say 3,400, isn't it? 100. That means for 100 rupees, 3. If you ask him, will you give me 4 at 100? Straight away he will say no. No. There is no margin. We start moving, yes, okay, fine. He will start moving. Then he will call. Hello, sir. Please come. Come. I will give you. Isn't it? If you stand there only and if you ask, will you provide me 4 at 100? Then he may say, no, I will not. Then you will think, you will check, you will see, and you will come out with some objections, isn't it? Then you will say, see, this is the best quality. If you go to showroom, you have to pay for each piece, you have to pay 50. Here, you are getting 3 pieces at 100. That means 33 rupees. If you go to showroom, I am sure, pretty sure, you have to pay 60 to 70 rupees per piece. You just go and check, then come to me. You will say that way. Then what you will do? You will not ask, you will not bargain again. You will say, yes, give. Because the salesman is well aware that when you are standing there, when he said the price, you didn't go straight away. You are thinking whether to buy or not, isn't it? And whatever queries you had in your mind, that has been satisfied by the salesman. He knows that if I satisfy his queries, he will buy. He is a customer who is interested. So he stood. Even after listening to the rate, he stood there. Just because he knows that, the salesman knows that this customer will buy. If the customer goes straight away, okay, fine, no, I don't want. Then sometimes salesman will ask, at what price you need? Then if I tell the salesman that I want 4 pieces at rupees 100, he will say no. Then I will straight away start moving. Then he will call, sir, come, please come, I will give. Isn't it? So that is the condition, friends. Salesman can read the minds of the customers. So he is not an interruption, or he is not a disturbance in our work. He is a part of it. He is a part of business. Without customers, how can you assume a business? He is the pivot of your strategy, isn't it? Then he is not an interruption in our work. He is a part of it. We are not helping him. We are not helping him by providing him with the goods or whatever it is. We are not helping him by serving him. We think that we help the customers by serving them. No, friends, you have collected money. You didn't give the products at free of cost. You have earned profit from him. Because as he bought, you got some profit. So, we are not helping him by serving him. He is helping us. The customer is helping us by providing us an opportunity to do so. That is, the customer purchases the goods from us, and by doing so, he is helping us. We are not helping him. We are not helping him by serving him. He is helping us by giving us an opportunity to do so, because as he bought goods from us, we got some amount of profit, and if he continuously comes to our doorsteps, then our sales will increase continuously and profit margin also will increase. That is what the customer is. That is the saying of Mahatma Gandhi ji. Now, let us move on to what is given in your NCERT regarding that is importance of consumer protection. Why protection is required? Because consumer is the king in the market. Consumer is the king in the market because he gets whatever he wants. But he is the most exploited person in the market. Don't you think so? When you go to market, when you buy something, adulterated goods or injurious goods to the health and hygiene, when you buy foods, doesn't it? Most of them are ripened by applying gas over that. Mostly that is not good for health, human health. There are some chemicals available. Take the case of fruit, banana, isn't it? The entire bunch remains very green today. If you want tomorrow, there is some one chemical. Put it in, there's a big drum of water, maybe a spoon like that, some quantity is there, they know it better. Add it and simply sink that is entire bunch of banana and remove it out, keep it aside. Next day the entire bunch becomes yellow, fully ripened, isn't it? So this is what we are doing. Though we know that it is not good for human health, we will do it just because we want to earn money. Tomorrow there is a mela, or tomorrow there will be some that is a puja performance in the temple. We need a lot of banana bunches to sell, to earn profit. We will go for this. We never hesitate to do such things. We are not thinking about the customer's health and hygiene. We never think about all those things. We want profit. We want to do the business. We want to earn profit. We want to earn money, isn't it? So that is what is happening with the customer. Take the case of that is turmeric powder. Yellow color they will mix. They will mix yellow color. Take the case of that is pepper, isn't it? They will add what? Papayam seeds, friends. Similar, alike. To see, both are similar. Papayam seeds. If you add 1 kg of papayam seeds for 1 gunny bag, how much profit? What is the price of that is pepper? Maybe 300 to 400 rupees. 1 year or 2 years ago, it was 800 rupees per kg. If you add 1 kg of papayam seed, which is available at free of cost, you can earn 800 rupees per day. 800 rupees means 800 into 30, how much? How much? 24,000 just by mixing that papaya seeds with your pepper. That's all. Very simple. So these are various tricks that are used by middlemen, isn't it? Which are called unscrupulous activities, which are not as per the law of the land. They go against the law of the land. So adulteration of goods, food adulteration. There are inspectors and all these people are there, isn't it? Officers, government officers are there to look after those things. But still we are seeing something happening in the business. But nowadays these things are reduced, because one thing is that there is strict vigilance because of development in information technology. The other part is that there is awareness among the people regarding these things. These spurious things or adulterated products, everything, people are aware of it. Then next one is people select only good quality products, not these adulterated products. Once they get it from some retailer, they never visit that retailer's shop. They will go to such retailers who provide them pure goods, isn't it? So because of that, now the awareness has increased and exploitation of consumers has reduced to some extent. Now let us move on to the importance of consumer protection. Why consumer protection? Consumer protection is required to make the consumer free from all these nuisance activities, I call, that is adulteration of goods, isn't it? Or there's a weighment, isn't it? In olden days, people used to use those stones on the one side, on the other side the product, isn't it? Like a jaggery, sugar, and all these things are grocery items. They used to measure through this weighing scale only, isn't it? There what they will do, they will put their finger on the other, that is a side, so that it will come down immediately, isn't it? Though there is a 900 gram, they will show it as 1 kg, and immediately they will remove, they will fold it and they will give it to the customers. 100 grams short for one product for one customer. If he purchases 10 products, then 1 kg is saved in all the. Imagine there are 1,000 customers per day. You just imagine how much money the shopkeeper has saved just by doing this nuisance thing. Nowadays, electronic, that is weighing scales, isn't it? Of course, I don't know whether there is the possibility of setting and all these things. Someone told me there is a possibility of setting there also. I don't know, whatever it is. So these are the things, unscrupulous things, which the traders or the middlemen they do, because of which the consumer gets exploited. So for that, there should be some sort of protection from the legal side. Law of the land has created, that is Indian Consumer Protection Act 1986 has been enacted by Government of India. Consumer Protection Act 1986 has been enacted by Government of India to give protection to the consumers. So what is the need for consumer protection or importance of consumer protection? Let us analyze one by one. Let us deal it under different headings. That is from consumers point of view, why consumer protection is required. Importance of consumer protection. Importance of consumer protection from consumers point of view or customers point of view, why protection is required for them. First one is consumers ignorance. Consumers ignorance, that is, as there is ignorance of the consumers, consumers are not aware of the law of the land, the Consumer Protection Act and its provisions. These are not known to the common person. So because of that, the consumers need need protection. As they are ignorant about the law of the land, as they are ignorant about the unscrupulous activities that are done by introduced by the traders and middlemen, they need protection. They need protection. So, from consumer point of view, because of consumers' ignorance, there is need for consumer protection. Second one is unorganized customers. Unorganized customers. That is, there is no unity among the customers. People are not aware of the unity. That is, everyone, those who got cheated, they will think that why should I complain? Why should I venture into these problems? A small loss, it's okay, fine, I will bear it. And they will keep quiet. Who will go to court and all those things? Who will take the trouble of visiting 10 times if they call me? They may threaten me. So why should I venture on those things? Let me not to go to that shop at all. Isn't it? People will decide in this way. They never protest against the exploitative activities, restrictive trade practices introduced by the seller. So here what happens is that there is no unity among the customers, or there is no strong organization of consumers in the country. Because of that, consumer protection is required. If there is strong unity among the customers, the organization or the union of consumers, isn't it? They will go and they will speak with that is concerned authorities, and they will get justice. But as there is no unity among the customers, who will go and fight? Isn't it? So for that reason, consumer protection is required. Third one is widespread exploitation of consumers. Widespread exploitation of consumers. That is, consumers are exploited on a mass scale. As I already told you, mixing yellow color with the turmeric powder, mixing papaya seeds with what? Pepper, or mixing brick powder with what? Chili powder. Very simple. 1 kg brick powder, if it is mixed with maybe 50 kg of chili powder, 1 kg chili powder, how much it costs? Maybe 300 or 400 rupees. That is income, right? Extra income. So these are the various reasons why, as the exploitation is widespread, it is increasing day by day, there is need for protection of the consumers. This is another, that is importance of consumer protection from consumers' point of view. Now let us move on to the next, analyze in another way, that is from business viewpoint of the business. Viewpoint of business. Importance of consumer protection from business people point of view. First one is long-term interest of business. Long-term interest of business. It is argued that as business is done in the society and it is done by mixing the consumers, and we are making consumer a party of the business, isn't it? So as consumers are there and we need to survive in the long run, we need established customers, or the customer should give repeated visits to the retailer's shop. So then only it is possible. So long-term interest of the business should stand in the market for a longer period of time, for undeterminable future period of time, isn't it? So for that reason, consumer protection is required. If protection is not given to the consumers, then they will not give repetitive visits to the retailer's shop, because retailer exploits, so they will not come again to the shop. So that is first point to be noted from business point of view. Second one is business uses society's resources. Society's resources are used. Of course, friends, where you are doing your business in the society, am I correct? Can you do your business in the forest by isolating the customers? No. Whether the animals in the forest, wild animals, they will buy your product? No. Who will buy? The society, the people around you. When you are there in the society, when you are doing your business in the society, and societal people are your customers, and you are earning profit from the society, and you are surviving in the society just because of the society or people, and you are using the societal benefits, that is infrastructure, you are using road, gutters or electricity, all these things, communication, isn't it, systems that you are using, that belongs to the society, because it is done out of the tax money by the government, tax money paid by the public. So you have to take care of them. The business has to take care of the consumers. So because of that, consumer protection is required. We should give protection to the consumer just because of that. Then social responsibility. What do you mean by social responsibility? That is responsibility towards the society. As we are using the societal, that is a property or infrastructure, and we are doing our business, we are earning profit because of the society, it is our implied duty to protect the consumers, isn't it? So we have to make sure that we will help the society, we will develop infrastructure, we will develop greeneries, isn't it? All these things, and we will protect the consumers from any danger of the business activities. So social responsibility of the business to help the consumers or to protect the consumers from such exploitative, that is, activities. Then moral justification. Moral justification. Of course, morally we can say that as we are using all societal facilities, it is our duty to return something to the society. That is maybe in the form of best quality products at cheaper rate. If we provide, that is the best service we are giving it to the society or the customers. Or we will develop health and sanitation, or we will develop, that is maybe establish some schools and college education institutions, or we will develop greeneries which will help the people, societal people, to have healthy environment. So this is a moral justification. When we are surviving in the society by using societal resources, it is our duty to take care of them, we have to protect them. So that is another reason why consumer protection is required from business community point of view. Last one is government intervention. Government intervention. That is, if you fail to assume social responsibility, or if you fail to take care of the consumers, public, then what happens? One fine morning, government may declare, government may make law that you have to do this. You have to help the society in this way. You have to pay 20% of your profits for public welfare, isn't it? All this law may be introduced by the government. For that reason, it is better, before the government forces you to do it, you do it on your own way. It is better. Like student, isn't it? Fails to study, becomes lazy. Then what will do? The teachers, they will force them to read, isn't it? Or parents will force them to read, to score well. The second way will be tough for the student. If the student assumes on his own or on her own and reads, scores well, good for the student, isn't it? No force at all, no tension. So this is how the consumer protection is required, the importance of consumer protection from business community point of view. We'll take up legal protection to consumers in the next class. Take down assignment. Mention the importance of consumers protection. Mention the importance of consumer protection from consumers point of view. Importance of consumer protection from consumers point of view. submit assignment on time. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.